Doma Sports Talk Worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now we got a big fight coming up in the heavyweight division. Kind of big, right? With my man Joseph Parker, former WBO champ, versus perennial, you know, rugged guy, Dereck Chisora, right? But Dereck Chisora got 10 losses. But of late, Dereck Chisora has really been looking good. He's been dealing with David Hay, who's gave him a little resurgence in his career, a little discipline in his career, and since then he's really looked good, even in his losses. Even his loss against Dillian White, Chisora was probably leading those fights, and definitely in good fights. He was his last fight against boxing royalty with Alexander Usyk. Some people think that Dereck Chisora won. No, he didn't. He did not beat Alexander Usyk. Even my man David Hay is saying that the Usyk's camp told him that they thought he won. Well, damn Usyk's camp, because he didn't beat Usyk. He was just in a good fight with Usyk, but that's not beating him, right? So there's a lot of little different things. It reminds me of, Golovkin and Canelo, the second fight, because Canelo stood in front of Golovkin. People like, yo, man, that's Mexican style. He stood in front of him. Golovkin was asking for him to stand in front of the Mexican style. He did. So Canelo won. No, he just stood in front of him and did look pretty good, but he didn't beat Golovkin. It was a draw or Golovkin. Really, let's be real. Sometimes people just let narratives and just follow like we really are sheep. Man, get your own mind. No, Chisora didn't beat Usyk, but he looked damn good against Usyk. That we can agree on. But hey, Chisora versus Joseph Parker is going to be a good fight. Now, Joseph Parker looked lackluster in his win against Junior Fall, but he's the baddest one in New Zealand, so you got to give him that, right? Junior Fall's a big dude, and stunk up the place, made Joseph Parker stink up the place. So whatever. Now, I roll with Joe. I like Joe. I think he's one of the top guys. I'm always say that I roll with Joe. But right now, I'm a little disappointed in Joseph Parker. From things that I've heard about that probably went down with the drugs going back and forth from Las Vegas to New Zealand, that didn't really make me jump off the ship with Joseph Parker, because I ain't gonna jump off ship. But what I am disappointed in is, Tyson Fury is one of his best buddies, right? He's training with Tyson Fury. He's training with Andy Lee actually, but also Tyson Fury's in the mix a little bit, and I just consider Tyson Fury to be a scumbag, right? That's what I consider. Tyson Fury is a scumbag. I have reasons to do that. I can make this into a Tyson Fury video, but it's pretty much documented. Listen, if Tyson Fury wasn't a scumbag, he should be suing everybody that said something about him. Nicholas Asbury that said he put stuff in his gloves in training, right? Shoot, what's the Lawrence Okolie, right? Anthony Joshua. Nicholas Asbury said those guys know about gloves, Tyson Fury cheating. So, there should be a lot of lawsuits against these guys that are saying these things, right? Against the Steve Cunningham saying he cheated against him. Watch the fight. And the referee, Eddie Cotton, saying that Tyson Fury is the worst guy he's ever had to referee. Then you have the mafia boss that they're dealing with, that, people who want to boycott the fight with Anthony Joshua. You see him trying to not fight Deontay Wilder, just breach his contract 2 times against Deontay Wilder. I know when you say Deontay Wilder, people just black out, right? It's just so much hate for Deontay Wilder that you just don't care, right? Then, we do know that, Tyson Fury, some scumbag stuff caught with cocaine, caught doping, right? Also, right, caught with his gloves cheating against Christian Hammer, right? With the Nandrolone, you got the farmer who said he didn't give him wild boar. I mean, listen, you can keep looking away from this, but at the same time, this is a very skilled behemoth of a guy that's bigger than everybody, right? And I think how many times we're going to keep looking away for him cheating, right? What does it take? Now, and I'm going to tell you straight up how I feel about it. If he was a brother, it would take a fraction of what he's done for him to be considered a universal scumbag. So, listen, and it's funny that I had love for Tyson Fury, but I'm just not going to keep looking away. I'm just not. That's ridiculous. And it's really, I don't like the people, right? That's why I'm a human racist. How in the hell could we all be looking away from that? Don't you want fairness? And we call it a sport. So my man Joseph Parker hanging around him is disappointing me, right? It just is. It just disappointed me. But hey, I'm still roll with Joe. You know what I'm saying? Until something is proven, or let Joe just turns into a scumbag or whatever. Because it doesn't necessarily mean. A lot of people say, hey, it's the company you keep. But let's just hope that that's not the case with Joseph Parker. But I don't really like that. I'm gonna be honest. That's bothering me. It's irking me a little bit that Joe gravitates to a guy like that when it's a lot of stuff that you have to look away from. A whole lot of stuff that you're hearing, and you can say, well, he did that, he didn't do that, he didn't do that either, he didn't do that either, he didn't. There's a whole lot of people that's really out to get Tyson Fury, right? Hey, the United Kingdom Anti-Drug Administration, UKAD, the British Boxing Board of Control, they won't give him a license in England, but they really behind after him, right? Because hey, he got doped, but they shouldn't have done anything about it, right? Because he doesn't have a license for England. So if they're what they're out to get him too, it's just way too much, man. So me personally, I'm the kind of guy, justice or not, right? And I'm most of the time on the side of justice, no matter what it is boxing or anything. So that's what the point is. And I just think he's a scumbag. So listen, when it comes to Joseph Parker, I'm rolling with him. I hope he wins the fight against Dereck Chisora, right? And I hope he does it spectacularly. And speaking of spectacularly, Joseph Parker is saying, listen, man, I'm trying to knock Dereck Chisora out. Now, that would be a statement, right? Dereck Chisora hasn't been knocked out since your boy Dillian White did it. And that fight was funny. I'm just going to say the referee kept getting in the way of Dereck Chisora doing his work, and then all of a sudden he got clipped with a left hook. Pissed me the hell off. It was weird there, to say the least. So if somebody can really just knock out Dereck Chisora, that ain't happened since really, legally, since David Haye did it. And David Haye is the man. When David Haye did it, David Haye, I got David Haye beating a lot of people, right? Back, I say David Haye would beat Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury with prime David Haye, right? But that's just another story. So, but David Haye had to place those shots real well to knock out Dereck Chisora, because Dereck Chisora was getting David Haye very tired in that fight. But David Haye is just very precise. He doesn't waste punches. That's very accurate and they're very lethal. And he was able to take him out with a good combination and get him out of there. But Dereck Chisora ain't somebody that's easy to knock out, and I think we all know that. So we do know it's going to be a hard fight. So regardless of what happens, your boy Joseph Parker going to have to bring it, especially if he's planning on knocking out your boy Dereck Chisora. So let's see what happens. I think I'm going to do another video, one or two, before the fight comes. But that was interesting there. Your boy Joseph Parker said, hey, I'm trying to knock this dude out. And another thing, too, before I go, he's having a good time training with his new trainer. I like Kevin Barry. You know what I mean? I'm an old guy. I don't like change that much. You know what I mean? But he's changing. And when you get with a new trainer, everything's peachy cream. You know what I'm saying? Everything's so good. So he's having a good time training with Andy Lee. And that's probably a good thing. I mean, for him to get a little change right now at this particular point in his career, there's nothing against that. What I'm going to have, my little issue is that of what I've told you. Other than that, let's just sit back and enjoy the fight, because Joseph Parker's about to throw down, and I'm guaranteed he's going to look a little bit better than he did against Junior Fall. That's what I think. Dope Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.